The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party, Tony V.
Hi.
You look like the Queen of England, you know that.
I'm practicing.
All right.
They seem to change people over there all the time.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of turnover over there.
Yeah,
a lot of turnover.
What
Yeah.
the heck is going on? The
You-
queen dies, everyone
They
or
were just
resigns.
waiting for that. They were just waiting for
we
that
all know
old
it's a real
queen to
mess.
pick.
What was the Queen's job description?
She was the queen.
The queen.
And?
You know what her job
Dot, dot,
description
dot.
is.
Wear hats and wave.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Sign me up.
Can we introduce our guests before
Go
Of
ahead.
course you
the
should.
levity
Of
begins?
course. There's no
Sure.
levity. It's all
Revelry.
real estate.
All right. This is Kimberly Hackett from KLH Home Staging, right?
Got it. Yep.
One of our
One
favorite.
of our favorite guests.
Yes.
Thanks,
And one
guys.
of
You know
our
why?
favorite topics.
One of
Yeah.
our favorite
Yeah.
topics.
Staging,
That's the
it's
thing
pretty
is
fun. Yeah, it's
I
really
love
fun.
staging.
Yeah.
Real estate is just so freaking boring.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how you guys do it. It's just
don't.
It's pretty drab. It's
Wow.
pretty drab.
That's our podcast we've had for the last
Oh.
5 years is on real estate.
Well, there's
I know,
been,
I've had
there's
a
been
change.
3 times.
Wait,
I've been
wait,
excited.
Well-
1, 2, 3.
Not really. It's not all real estate.
Kathy says she saw the last show that we did, and everyone was talking over each other.
It was hysterical. I laughed through the entire thing.
Well, it's like a family squabble.
Did you
That's
see
right,
it?
that's right.
Chrissy, did you see it?
I was here for it, yeah. I don't know if you know, I was here recording it.
Yep. Somebody hit play.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I couldn't
saw
stop.
it live. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard. Like, he's trying to talk about something serious. You put your glasses on.
Yeah.
I start laughing. He goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, look what I'm looking at."
The Unabomber.
The Unabomber.
That's right.
You did look
That's
like
right.
the Unabomber.
I like that you sounded surprised, like, oh, we were all talking over one another. Like,
Right.
That never happens.
you and this has all.
Never
We were like yelling and laughing so hard that it was out of control. It was
All right.
probably our best
Next level.
podcast.
Wow. All right,
Without-
well, today is a lot different. A
Right.
lot of
Yeah.
seriousness today.
Staging.
A lot of seriousness today.
Can I start it off?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
the queen of the show.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, so
Wow.
Kimberly, so much has changed in the staging or the decorating world.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
You must pour through all the upcoming magazines to see like what's eye-catching and what's not.
I do.
Give us 10 things that are completely
Wow, 10.
out.
Wow,
10.
okay.
I'll help
All right.
you.
That'll be
help
our
you.
show. We're done.
All right, here we go.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Me
No,
and Tony will-
no,
me and
No, you
Tony
guys
will
go to
talk.
sleep,
No,
and me and Christine and Kimberly will keep
Okay.
in
All
the.
right.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
chit
All
chat.
right.
We'll chit chat.
All
No,
right.
well, I think when you walk into someone's house who's been living there for a lot of years, I think the main thing is people might still have in place a lot of trends that used to exist that maybe don't exist anymore. We were chatting earlier in the show
Yeah.
about if you hired an interior designer 30 years ago, you probably have matching pillows to matching drapes to
So
a matching
you're
carpet.
not an interior designer, right? You're a stage.
Not by definition.
No.
No,
Yeah.
but she has to have
Well-
an interior designer.
You
I
have
was
an
just-
eye for it.
Yes.
Yeah, you have an eye for it.
I
yeah.
call it a knack. but
What's
she
the
calls
difference between an interior designer and a stager? Shut up.
I would say the biggest difference is you're there to furnish a home for someone to live in, which can let you be a little bit more creative, where staging is more you're furnishing a home to sell it. So you have
Okay.
to kind of be a little bit more broad with what you're bringing in there
So an
to
interior-
appeal to more people.
An
you know?
interior designer is designing it for your comfort because you're living there.
And
so
you could like crazy
like
things like leopard fabrics and zebra rugs and hot pink pillows, but I'm never going to
love
put any
all
of that
those.
in there
Have you looked
to
at
sell
my
your
windows?
house. I did a little research before I came here.
A house, I have decided, is like having Spotify in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my car, it's always late 70s.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
yeah.
going on outside,
Yeah.
but in my car, it's always on the roof. It's late 70s. And in my house, it's from when I moved in. whenever I started,
Whatever
there were
was
very
happening then
changes.
is what's in
And
your
I'm,
house now.
I'm
You haven't
perfectly
changed
comfortable
it.
with
So
Yeah.
if
Are you
Kimberly
saying?
That's what I'm
we
saying.
we add
That's-
some things, we
Yeah,
fix some
and that's
things,
how a
but-
lot of people are.
Yeah.
You know, whatever was trending when they bought their house.
What year did you buy your house?
Matchy, matchy,
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the period where shag walls were in.
Or mirrored
That
walls.
was some time
Yeah.
ago.
That was a while
some time
ago,
ago. Yeah, it's been a minute, and I'm not
Yeah.
sure that one's going to cycle back through
Yeah.
like some
When-
trends do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like the fourth
Yeah.
or fifth time you say, "Excuse me while I vacuum the wall,"
yeah,
it gets a little iffy.
yeah, it's a lot for the allergies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to keep it hypoallergenic. I know
Exactly.
that.
It's almost
So if you
undoable.
go in a house like
Yeah.
Tony's,
Yeah.
shag carpet
Yeah,
everywhere.
I'm going to tell you to maybe not have that anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you will. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I might
All
tell
right.
you.
All
It's got to
right.
go.
Yeah.
Like the burnt orange.
Well, here's what it's saying. You know, you might be able to get away with it if it's neutral, but chances are it's not.
No.
Avocado
Tony doesn't do
Not
green.
often
anything
hand in
neutral.
hand.
No.
you know.
No.
It's usually that pea green.
Yep,
You know,
avocado.
Avocado.
Do you get
that's right.
pushback from the clients when you tell them,
Oh,
This might be
sure.
a little bit out of touch with reality?
Yeah.
So, all right, so that's one trend is the
Yeah.
shaggy rugs.
Yeah.
What about a 12-foot by 12-foot mural of dogs playing poker?
I'm gonna say out.
Classic.
They're
It's
good-looking
classic.
dogs.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
all smoking cigars.
The below
You know,
ones?
Yeah.
All things can sometimes have a time and a place in a home. That might be great if you have a poker room in your
Yeah.
home.
Ah, there you
Perhaps
go.
not in your living room.
Right, I
But
see.
you know.
Or like the Velvet Elvis.
Velvet Elvis. I got a Velvet Elvis.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Of course
sorry.
of course
I'm sorry,
I do.
Tony.
Yeah.
Where is it?
What? No, it's not. It's nowhere.
Oh, good.
It's
Good, good.
Super visible.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
And-
invisible.
Yeah.
A Velvis.
My John Belushi poster.
I like it. I like it.
My John Belushi poster is
Oh.
prominently featured in the living room.
So we might want to relocate that. You know,
Yeah.
movie posters in general.
It's got nice colors.
Your wife
I'm
is a
sure it
saint.
does.
It ties everything in.
So far, everything Tony has
Yep.
should be relocated.
Yeah, it sounds
Is
like
that
we've
what you're
got some
thinking?
work to do over there. You plan on listing your house.
Relocated to the back of a truck and driven away.
Driven to the dump.
Yep. Yep.
Tony's
All right.
always wanted to bring in like a staging family too, right?
Yeah,
That's
I think
right,
you need a
the fake
staging
family, yeah.
Like the people that come in the wallets.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
when you
Yeah.
buy a new wallet, they
Who's that?
They have a,
That's my daughter.
Yeah.
Could be anyone.
Yeah.
Could be anyone.
That's a good-looking people. Where are they? Oh, they don't. They're out. Right.
On a walk with the dog.
they,
Let's see the dog in the picture.
The dog that
They
you don't
just
have.
left me.
The dog that you don't have, right?
I think they're playing polo. I think they're all playing polo. That's what they are.
All right, so outside of the
Okay,
most
so-
outrageous things with like, colored appliances like avocado
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all those things, like give us a couple that someone that's listening to us would say, oh, I better get rid of that.
Well,
or,
so paint is a big part of it. If you've picked some really bright, bold paint colors in your home that you just love, that really speaks to you, that's going to be something that you might want to tone down a little bit to put your house on the market
Neutral
for sale.
colors.
Gray, beige.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's so boring, but it really does
Right.
get the job done.
It
It's
looks
tried
good,
and true,
yeah.
and it really does help people see the house itself and not be so distracted by what's happening, on the walls. Same goes for the actual choice of content of your artwork that's happening, that matters. You can't be having... I've seen all kinds of things hanging on people's walls, but it needs to be, kind of appropriate.
What's the
and-
worst thing?
naked.
naked people.
Yeah.
People, have all kinds.
Not a
Right?
big-
Actual people.
Yeah, photographs. Some boudoir sessions, having
Really?
collages on people.
Really?
Isn't boudoir
Looking
sessions out
I mean,
anyway?
I don't need to see
Maybe
it on your
maybe
walls.
in your
but
house.
Hey, what are you saying about
A
me?
guy can dream, right?
That's right.
But yeah, so that's something that people have to.
So they have
obviously think
these
about.
on their walls, thinking it's no big deal to sell the house with certain.
Well, I just don't think people think about it.
Right,
That's
right.
where they live, and until.
Well,
I
yeah,
come
you
in
don't
there
realize
and say-
it until you actually have someone else come in and look.
Yeah,
and
most
say, you
people
know
don't
what?
have a crowd or friends or people walking through their bedroom. I mean, some people.
Right.
You
Right.
probably don't see a lot of women with naked guys on the wall.
Not so frequently.
It seems
no,
to go
but
the other way.
It's usually the female body because
Yeah.
no offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a hot mess.
it's
Yeah.
not much.
You don't need to finish the sentence.
Yeah, I
Right.
think we'll leave it at that. I think we all know where our opinions lie on that.
Yeah.
But moving forward, there's sort of other things, people have to. I mean,
What about
house
the
in general-
bathroom?
Okay, so people's personal stuff. You walk in and the vanity is just completely cluttered with all of our products and
Right,
such.
right.
These are the kinds of things we have to think about. A lot of bathrooms will have that extra random storage compartment in there over the toilet. What we want people to feel like is that there's plenty of storage in our bathrooms without all these extra little carts and things,
Okay.
hanging out. That's something that's very common.
So you almost want to clear out some of those cabinets
Yeah.
and drawers. So
I mean, it's a great opportunity to go through all that.
because you're trying to make it look
expired
like the
products.
drawers and cabinets
Are plenty of space.
Plenty of space.
Right.
as is.
So you want to go to a closet, and if it's packed, to the brim,
Yeah.
you want to probably get rid of half
Yeah,
of it.
Right.
for sure. And
Yeah.
like I said, you probably don't need any of that stuff anyways. If you've been
Yeah.
living somewhere 3+ years, it's a good time to start going through your closets. If
Right.
you haven't used it since you've been here,
Right. Well, what
agree
do
with
they
that.
say? If you haven't used it in 6 months,
I
you
mean,
probably-
that's a very conservative. Most people are more of a hoarder than that. I need to give it.
Well,
a
sometimes clothes come back in style.
exactly.
So you can't
can
just
hold on
dump
to some
them.
things,
There are some
you know.
nice pieces you'd like to hold on to.
I swear that the Southside Johnny satin baseball jacket is going to come back someday.
It might.
And
Keep
I
holding
am going to
on.
be ready.
Keep holding on.
Yeah.
I love Southside Johnny. That's never gone out of
And I
vogue.
love satin jackets.
Right,
Do you
yeah.
remember them?
Satin
See?
is actually already here, so it's like.
See?
You know what? Can you
Give
wear
it
it
just
next
a little.
week?
I
Next
don't
week
know.
I'll wear
Yeah,
it,
I
so-
think
Of course.
every fashion statement needs a forerunner, and
And you're it.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, you could be right in the front of it all.
especially for the men.
People
yeah,
say
with
that.
the
There
satin.
goes Tony V
The
again.
women are wearing it, so
Yeah.
perfect.
All right, so closets, you got to get rid of half the stuff in there. You want to look
Yeah.
like they're very spacious.
Bathrooms should be sparse, right? Should
Yeah,
be
sparse.
neutral and sparse.
If you have a dated bathroom that has the pink tiles or the avocado, you just do the best you can to neutralize everything else. White
How
towels.
would you neutralize pink?
White. Everything else. Towel,
Oh.
shower curtain, every accessory. Just have it. Everything. Your
It
bath
is
mat
white.
be white. Just have it all be white, and it just will tone it down a little bit.
I
for
got a
you.
blue bathroom.
Do you?
How do
I
you
have
tone
Blue
down
tile.
blue?
Same.
Blue's in, though. Like blue kitchens are in.
Sure. Yeah.
Light is yours light blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not it.
But the fixtures are
didn't.
blue. You know.
What?
Like the toilets blue.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony.
Well,
We,
the toilet. No, it's a white toilet. It's just.
Okay.
It's just blue because
The-
of what goes on. in it.
Okay, I understand.
is the
It's
is the,
emotionally, it's
oh,
blue.
is the tub blue?
No, the tub
Okay,
is white.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was going
White
to take you
towels.
to Bed Bath and Beyond and get you all white.
Quick
for your-
little pit stop after the show.
Yes. All right.
Man, you guys are hard.
Hey,
was-
I mean,
that was-
you're
that
the one volunteering all of your
I know.
Yeah,
your
it's true.
design
That's
information.
right. You
I'm
don't
here to
have to-
critique anyone
Right, you don't
that's
need to know
willing
all
to
of
let me
this.
pick them apart.
All right, a couple more not so obvious things that you would.
Let's see.
Like, what about the
so here, for instance,
foyer? Walking in.
Well, obviously, you want to pick up, all your stuff. If you have an entryway closet, you want things to be more in there than the tray of boots everywhere. I think what's important is, making sure rooms are defined as they should be, not having too many purposes going on in one space. If a room is a bedroom, have it be a bedroom. Rule of thumb, if you have 3 or less bedrooms, try to make them all show as bedrooms if you can, so people can see beds fit in there instead of having a yoga room and workout
Has
room.
that changed in the last year or two where you want to show off that you could have an office?
It's good to squeeze an office in where you can, but again, you want to be careful about making rooms feel like there are too many spaces, because then that starts to make people feel like you don't have enough room by having
Right.
an office moment in different
Right,
and all
right,
these kinds of
right, right.
places.
Right.
So that's more something you try to work into your life once you've moved in there. But it's good to show a spot for it, somewhere.
So a lot of this is about when furniture's in there. But you said most of your work, the house is vacant
That's
at
right.
that point.
That's right.
So about, 90% of your...
So you have 100%
So you bring
clean
stuff in?
palette.
That's right.
And you bring
That's right.
stuff in.
So how,
Exactly.
how does that work? You
So we get to walk into a space and kind of look at it, empty and kind of do whatever we want, which is why I love that much more than interior design.
Right,
You have to
right,
worry about somebody
right,
else's opinion.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, we
So-
let the house tell the tale, what kind of style it needs, what the zip code is that, sometimes might determine whether something's more modern or more traditional, how long we think it might sit, also based on the price point,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
What
So-
about the country theme? That a lot of people.
So here's my thing.
Did you see
Here's
her
my
face?
thing. Everybody's interior design journey begins with Joanna Gaines. No one knows where to start. I mean, HGTV and Target have done a fabulous job of helping everyone figure out how to begin decorating their homes. And everybody I've ever met that's tried to get into staging, or you see everyone's style come a long way. Everybody starts with farmhouse. It's just this natural evolution of design. When you begin, it's what's in your face. It's what's marketed to you, and then you eventually broaden your horizons and really start paying attention to what's out there, and you get a little bit more creative. But God bless her and how she has helped people,
Yes.
just find some kind of direction in the
Right.
home, and that's helpful, I think, for a lot of people. I've seen it come a long way, how well people can kind of pull a room together themselves now that they've got everything, when they walk into Target, basically displayed in front of them from A to Z, and that's incredibly helpful. But yeah, it's not how I personally style my home or choose to style even in staging anymore. I've sort of grown a little bit from that, and I think people notice it. They notice it when it's a little bit different.
So you
it's a little bit
stage
more
it
elevated.
based on maybe neighborhood, community, town,
Trends, yeah.
trends.
Who's going to buy the property?
Because if you have a whole vacant house and you have, what'd you say, 10,000 square feet at your whole
10,000 square
at
foot
your
warehouse.
Wow.
Yeah, we have over 100
I
sofas.
was wondering if
all
I
the
could come
stuff down.
see it.
You guys got to come by and do a walkthrough.
I
Yeah,
might
you would
just
love
leave
it.
the show right
yeah,
now.
let's
I
do
know.
it. Yeah, it's
So,
fun. It's like walking through home
how
goods.
many couches do you have?
Probably over 100. Yeah.
So how
What?
do you decide which ones? I guess
It's all
you're
up
telling
here.
us. That's where your brilliance comes
I mean,
from.
So she's not going to tell us any
No,
of her
I mean,
secrets.
I walk through a property and I literally am
You can
automatically
see.
dropping in the sofa. It's like in my brain, the chairs, I just know what I have. And,
Yeah.
and what's great about a warehouse is everything's out and visible. So you can really see everything.
Right,
it's on
right,
kind of
right.
like display.
And rugs. How many rugs
Exactly.
do you have?
Oh,
Do you have
I mean,
all
the
those
same-
accessories?
Yeah, the same down, like, hundreds of rugs. Are you
What type of
kidding me?
rugs would you suggest?
I like to go pretty transitional with rugs, stuff that
Okay.
can be mixed of like modern or traditional homes. So that could be, it could be anything from a low ply, small, pattern to something that is like I would say, I don't want to use the word shag
No,
because
that's
I
an
feel like
old
it's
word.
putting you in a wrong
Fluffy.
direction.
It's
Yeah,
fluffy.
fluffy rug. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like, see.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
for
like
certain
fluffy rugs
spaces,
too.
yeah.
Throat,
Yeah.
what is it, 8x10 or
Yep.
something like
8x10,
that.
very popular.
Yeah.
5x7s, those are two
Can I
popular
ask you
rug
this?
sizes.
I'm not sure if this is a staging question. People like carpets or hardwood?
I mean, most people are going to hardwood their property.
Because hardwood looks better.
But they're going to make a store rug down in every room.
Right.
This is what it is. I mean, that's
right.
what makes a house feel a little bit
I kind
cozier.
of like
you
sitting
know?
the carpet though for some reason.
Nah.
But
I hate
hardwood, you
you
carpet.
like the hardwood?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people say. Yeah.
I had
got-
my whole house hardwood
Yeah.
before
You
I
see that
moved
most
in.
Kidding aside, I have all hardwood.
Me too.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And in the kitchen, I've gone down to the old yellow
Oh,
pine.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It's sort of
nice.
rusticy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
See, he knows his stuff.
I know.
I only kid sometimes. What if you had
Only
a house,
sometimes.
Only sometimes. What if you had a house in a hot market,
Yeah.
and say it was a multifamily
In Boston.
in Boston,
Sounding a little less hypothetical.
Or maybe
Okay,
the
continue.
Charlestown area of Boston.
on a hill with a monument.
Okay, yeah, in view. Yeah,
in view.
okay.
A historic
Like
place.
when you're sitting on the bottom stoop of your stoop,
Yeah.
and you turn to your left, you go, oh, there's an obelisk right there. Right, which is a big selling point.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
And it's
Yeah, yeah.
multi-unit, say.
Yeah.
I see that on a lot of
And
MLS
they have
listings.
yellow pine
Right.
flooring in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Tiles,
Hardwood,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
And one blue bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In one of the units.
Yep.
And you know somebody's going to come in and
Just
gut the
That's
whole
a good
thing.
point. Sure. That's a good question.
And start from scratch
Yep.
and
Yeah.
sell each unit
Yep.
for more than they probably
Well,
buy the house for.
condominiumize it,
So-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually still stage units like that because at the end of the day, even if you're going to sell it to a contractor, you want to make that guy pay more for that unit than he would have had to pay if he didn't have to compete with someone who
Right.
isn't a contractor who might just buy it to live in it.
Right.
And someone who's going to buy it to live in it is going to put way more money on the table than someone that wants to tear it apart and redo
make-
the inside
right.
of it. So,
Well, but
people
what's your
find us-
question?
Do we still stage?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I think you definitely stage, but you probably don't have him do a lot of improvements
No,
on the
but
property.
yeah, you don't
So
spend all
he
your money
shouldn't
on
update
that,
his
but
kitchen.
people still stage it so that you can have competition on the table that makes
Right.
the contractor have to pay more because they've got other people bidding
Right.
out on the
Right.
in the same space.
So it's a good question.
So it just gets a
yeah.
little more money out of the pocket of the contractor who
Yeah.
might have been able to not put as much money up if he didn't have anybody else willing
Right.
to put in an offer. You know.
So staging does affect the bottom line.
So I was just
I
going
mean,
to
the
ask
cost
her
for
that.
staging for the difference between things
Right.
like a price change, having
Right.
to pay the mortgage
Right.
another few more months because it's
Right.
not sitting. These
Right.
are all things that cost way more.
So that's
than
a
just
good question,
paying-
too.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, how much your mortgage costs on a
Right,
property?
Right.
You know?
So in the last, so has your strategy changed in the last couple? Because 2 years ago, you could throw a house out there, the thing was going to get sold.
Yeah.
But not
still
as
the same. Still the same. You know, it's all because back then it was really about everyone's just literally trying to get as much money out of these. I mean, we're greedy people. We want
Right.
as much bang for our buck as
Right.
possible.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, the cost of the difference between the different what people are going to have to put on the table to win out in a bid is going to be
Right.
way more than what you paid
Right.
to stage it.
Right.
But are you going to have more people in the door because you staged it? Those bids exist because people saw what they liked online and they decided
and
to
you,
walk
and you
through,
might sell
know?
it 4 months
But
earlier
also,
than you would.
she has the wherewithal to know what's actually
Trending, what
trending,
looks
what's
good,
in style,
you know,
what
yeah.
is attractive to the
How
eye.
can someone feel like they could walk in today and live in it tomorrow?
so that's like
you know?
that's like
Right.
you can't even put a price tag.
It's an
on
emotional
that.
purchase
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Like
And that's
a
what
child-
you're doing
like-
is you're creating emotions for people. And if people can't feel any sort of attachment to a
Right.
property, then,
And
you know.
Charlestown's a perfect example. The people buying in Charleston maybe 25, 30 years ago might be a little different.
Oh, way different.
Yeah, oh,
Right,
yeah.
It's way
Right.
different.
So now you get the millennial coming in
Yeah.
that's working
Yeah.
in Boston. They want to be able to walk
And
to
they're
Boston.
not going to be
Yep.
townies.
No.
Nope.
They're going to
No.
be toonies.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yep.
no. Yeah. Believe me. I know.
He's
I
seen
just
it.
stuck
He's
it
Are
out.
you one of the
Yeah.
old
If one-
old timers from Charleston? No.
If one more Audi takes up 2 parking spaces, just one more Audi takes up 2 fucking parking spaces because they don't want to hurt their precious bumpers,
I know.
which is going to get hurt
Anyway.
You can try not to get dinged all you want,
But I'm
You're
gonna ding ya.
get dinged.
Yes.
I know.
By Tony V.
Wait
Yeah.
till the winter months
I
come
got
around.
one
It's a tough
nitwit
one.
neighbor who's got a minivan with
Who drives a minivan?
in the city.
Charlestown, yeah.
Yeah, in the city with a attached bike rack.
What?
No.
Which extends another 3 feet
So a parking space and a half.
and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it, and you know, you often see him driving around the neighborhood. You go, you're going to be driving around for a day and a half.
I mean, he
You're
ought to
not
just
gonna
take the
park
bike
that.
out. I
yeah.
mean,
yeah.
that's
yeah.
it's like
Or
they
make
can
a
park
sign
it
the
in
next time he
back.
comes around and goes,
Yeah.
selfish.
The other day,
Selfish.
yeah.
Does he have the stick figures on the back of the
Yeah.
van too?
How many
Okay.
people riding in that van?
Right,
Let me see
right,
it.
right.
And the other day, I walk out and there's 2.
We've hit a nerve.
Oh my God! There's 2
I did it
Suburbans.
unwittingly.
You know, brand new Chevy Giant
Oh, yeah.
QE2 size
Yeah.
Suburban.
I used to drive a Suburban. I'm
Yeah, but you live
So
in the
did I.
suburbs.
Yes.
You live in the. I live in a place
that's true.
where you know
You
I
can't even get a
right.
compact car in
yeah.
there.
I have to put mirrors in to walk up the street.
Yes.
Get me, you know.
Yeah.
The other day, a city truck wiped out 4 cars.
No.
Oh, my
Yes,
God.
Yeah, total. Boom,
It
boom,
is
boom, boom.
very,
Yes.
very tight
That's
in
tough.
Charlestown.
That's
No.
Yeah. You know, and then people buy these monsters. I mean, we're getting off the.
What are
track.
they with? What were they
You ought to
thinking?
make them a little card and leave it on their windshields. Let tell them how you feel.
Yeah.
See if
Oh
it-
no.
So I guess my
no
point
card
is-
needed. They know how I feel.
So when you go in that stage at
Yeah.
Charlestown House nowadays,
Yeah.
you know what, who your clients are going to be at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
And they might
Yeah.
not have been.
And they're not townies.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what else I've determined? This is a little off subject, but
What?
since we're on the
It's
streets,
okay.
since we're off the streets,
Yeah.
I have taken note of late that a lot of towns in the suburbs and in Boston are raising their crosswalks. Like when
really?
you go over a crosswalk.
That'll send your car flying.
Right.
Let me tell you, they're popping up everywhere.
Right,
It's unpredictable.
And putting in, speed bumps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everywhere. And you know why that is? Because we're all assholes.
Yeah.
That's why.
100%.
That's why.
100%.
They have signs. Please go this fast. Not going to
Don't
happen.
care.
There's a school
Don't
here.
care.
There's children live here. Don't give
care.
a fuck.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Here's another sign with your speed on it, just in case the one on your dashboard
Isn't
doing it
registering,
for it.
yeah.
We'll tell you how fast you're going and ask you kindly to slow down. Everyone went no, and then they went, all right, we're going to put bumps and we're going to ruin your fucking car, and they went, all right, we'll slow down.
All right, here's
I've caught some serious air on those things. I
Yeah,
hate
because
to.
they sneak up on you now.
you're a Boston
And you're
guy.
probably going too fast, Kimberly.
Yes,
Quite
Kimberly,
possibly.
slow
Quite
down.
possibly.
So you're a Boston guy. How come people going to college now do not do math?
How come people don't do math? I didn't know they weren't.
Because Siri,
Oh, okay. All
Siri
right.
does it for
'Cause you
them.
don't
All right.
need it.
So
Yeah.
if you have a 12-foot van
Oh.
Oh,
and the
that,
bridge
yeah, yeah.
says
Oh, yeah.
10 feet max,
Yeah.
every year,
Every
kids
year.
going in.
So this circles back to the people being,
Yeah.
being idiots thing
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just being terrible. That's
Yeah.
I mean, it's all.
Thank you for
it's all
cleaning
one.
And
that
now
up, by
we're
the way.
way off topic.
It really
Yeah.
does.
I
But
mean,
no, but you're right.
Why? I
It's
mean,
the same.
Right.
It's the same.
they should send out a memo to everyone.
Because everybody thinks they don't mean me.
Oh yeah.
Siri,
Slow down.
can go under the fridge.
I mean, you can
You're
tell
fine.
people till they're
You're fine.
blue in the face
Right.
that
Every
it's got a
year,
height
every
limit.
year.
It's got a height limit. As people are checking out with these trucks, sir, ma'am, there's a height limit. You can't go on Storo Drive. Yeah, I got it. I got it. People don't know what Storo Drive is. I don't know. They're not from
Right.
here. They just don't care to
And they
listen.
go, oh, okay,
Right.
this is what they were talking about.
Every
Man.
year you see some college kid just driven into the bridge.
Tuna can.
Or the,
Yeah,
the parents of the college.
Oh yeah,
kid.
whoever. Good point. Good
Yeah,
point there.
yeah.
So
Anyway.
I like how they take care of that. They deflate the tires.
Tires. Yeah.
Oh, that's a stretch. It's like they could have made the trucks to fit, but they just didn't.
Did.
Right.
They could,
right.
you know, like.
No, you're right.
It clearly says no.
I mean,
no trucks.
I mean, I guess we're
way off topic.
But maybe the person renting the truck should say, "Don't go to Storo Drive" or something.
They do.
There should be. I know.
You're giving people more
I know.
credit.
This
Then
is
they-
the
then they
point.
can- yeah.
This is the point of my, my speed
Yeah,
bump
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's people are told, but they don't think they mean them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
All right, I got a question for you. This might be a little bit out of your emotional staging. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Waze. It's Waze too.
Right,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
paying
yeah, yeah,
attention
yeah.
to their phone.
Their phone, right?
Yeah.
I got
That
a
is
new
the
app. It's
culprit.
called No Waze,
Yeah.
and it takes longer to get there. And there's a lot
In
of
fact, it
guesswork.
might take days,
Yeah.
but you do eventually.
But there's a lot of
arrive.
guesswork.
Like the
But
commercial.
It's way more fun. It's way more
Do you
fun.
guys
People
hear that
cross
commercial on the radio that says, take a left at whatever and go 1,000,000 miles to the next stop sign?
I like
Anyway.
the Office episode where he actually was doing his Waze or whatever. And how many people do this? They go right into the water. They're following.
Yeah, so directly. Yeah.
They,
My
they do it
GPS
directly.
said, yeah.
They told me to do that. So emotional staging.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
What do you think about that?
Wait, that's
I mean,
to
that
stage your own
is-
emotions? Like pretend you're
Well,
happy?
you come in and you have the in the oven a nice apple pie.
Sure,
that
you could have a candle lit. You know, you
Right,
could have
right.
the light set just
Yeah,
right. You know,
exactly.
depending on the time of day. So maybe a little mood music playing,
Right,
a little
right.
classical in the kitchen.
I mean, do people really get into it that?
Sure.
Do
I mean, that's really more for the real estate agent to sort of
yeah, yeah.
next level what we've
Yeah, yeah.
provided for
Right.
them. Like we've set the stage. Now, how can you elevate this with your,
I always
little
think it's
extra
funny when they
ambiance?
put, I hope you don't do this, but they take the breakfast tray and put it on the edge of the bed in the master bedroom. I'm like,
who does that?
I know.
when
Have you
was the
ever had
last time you
breakfast in
had
bed?
breakfast in
No.
bed?
No,
It's
I'm
the
going to walk
worst.
my ass down to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What a mess if I spill my
I'm
OJ.
gonna be-
I can't be
right.
doing
And honestly-
sheets
It's not
after.
comfortable.
Like,
It's not comfortable
It's a
either.
weird angle,
Yeah.
you know, acid reflux.
Right,
Like,
right.
this doesn't make sense.
Maybe if you got one of those recumbent beds.
Yes.
You know, the ones that
Yeah.
move where you
Yes.
can...
I
put
think
up
you're
the
supposed to be of a certain
Yeah.
age before
Yeah.
you're allowed to purchase one. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping I
That-
give some
I'm
time.
offended.
So I always
have
think
one.
that that's
You have
it.
one?
I have one. They're
okay.
amazing.
Do you have a
Yeah.
back
You ever
problem?
come
Yeah.
in bed, but you don't
Yeah.
you don't get breakfast in bed.
No.
Okay, all right.
But
don't
I
do
always think that's
breakfast.
a silly prop.
You think you need to be a certain
I don't
age
mean
for
to
those beds
digress
until
for
you
a
get
second.
one,
And then you go,
you're
no,
like,
these are for
Oh,
everywhere.
no, Jordan's is pushing them hard now. That's the
I
way
don't want to
go.
digress at all.
Okay.
But look at Murphy.
I noticed before too, and I was
is
going to
so
say, if there's any way
awesome.
to just show,
That
it's so
is
cute.
oh my
awesome.
God, they
I
used
know.
to be.
I don't live like
I
that.
don't know. I don't
But you're right,
understand.
Jordan's furniture. They
Get a picture of that.
They love
It's so
that
cute.
stuff.
They love
They
that
do.
Yeah, so
He's upside down.
so emotional stages. So someone actually says, or the apple pie, or you're right, or the books. At
You know,
the,
if it's a fireplace, you light it. You know, these kinds
yeah,
of
yeah.
things.
with the very intellectual books beside it, where
Yeah.
Yes.
I
It's
know.
all about sort of again making someone sort of like vision yourself here.
Right.
But I think at some point it's too much. Do you think sometimes?
Sure. I mean,
like,
I definitely think there's a level of lived in and.
Do you have the
staging
kitchen
that makes
table with all the
sense.
settings on
I
it?
don't set the table because I think that in real life we don't just have our table with a bunch of place settings on
Right.
it. So I
Right,
don't.
right.
So I try to find a more lived-in approach.
Like
that,
a
feels
simple,
like, you would really,
like, flower.
Just a centerpiece.
We got the-
Because that's what I would do
We got
at
the
home.
Chinese boxes and things
You
like
know.
that, but we don't. we don't
and the fork, the
the-
dirty forks
Yeah.
laying there.
Chopsticks.
Yeah.
we
Yeah, no,
certainly
I don't. I don't usually set the table, but some stagers do. You
Do
know,
they?
I mean, I
Okay.
don't want to, but that's.
But
not
that's
my-
just unrealistic.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
just don't think you need it. You know,
Right.
if you're trying to cover. So when you're working in someone else's house, with their things, sometimes you're trying to cover up a beat up table or something,
right,
so you're
right.
just throwing
What?
a bunch of stuff on it to try and make it look nicer. I see that happen, I think, a little bit more frequently than when we get to bring
Well,
in our
there's-
own nice stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there
We
are
need to cover
there are some
things.
studies after like a millennials bought. One of the things they said, one of their regrets is, oh boy, I didn't really look at the property as much as I should.
Because they were looking at the staging.
Yeah.
That's and that is part of it. We
tricking them.
Yep,
kind
yep.
of a little bit. I mean, everything we're putting there is there, and we do get people that want to sometimes buy the same things they saw there. Bob, they don't know how to think of it any other way. They need that
Right.
sofa because they can't picture it any other. But that is part
What
of
if,
it.
what if you have a seance room?
So that's going to go into the specify rooms for what they are, but we want to be careful about how we exactly are defined. That would go into more of a religious category, and we really
Actually, the
kind of
seance room
steer away from.
or the psychic. If you went to a psychic,
I went to a psychic over the weekend.
Oh, you did? Now
And-
they're really into staging.
And
Like,
they
they're not
gave
gonna
me
have
a really interesting tidbit of information.
You're gonna deal with
They told
three
me some-
wonderful people on a
Yes,
podcast.
they said
Did
I would.
this
Yeah.
get predicted?
Yeah.
How could
Obviously
this,
not,
It was
because
quite-
she's still
Run.
here.
How could this be predicted?
They said I was going to be incredibly successful and that someone was going to give me a baby. So a total mix,
Give you a
well-rounded, well-rounded reading.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You know what?
Wait a second.
Really well-rounded reading.
Are they,
A little of this, a little of that,
there's a difference
Was that
between...
$35 or $45?
a combined price. Yeah, so for one for each. Yeah.
It's much different if someone that you're with, and you
Yeah.
guys are having a
Yeah.
baby, than someone
But to
giving
give-
you a baby.
That's
like
what I'm
you're
saying.
just walking down
That's
the
what
street.
I'm saying. She said it's gonna, don't go looking for it. It's gonna come to you.
right.
Well, I'm not exactly checking under mattresses
Right.
for babies.
You can't
but-
really sneak
Now,
up on
that
it.
is an unusual
Isn't
one.
that strange?
No.
That's going to
This
be
is-
hard to confirm.
So we're confirming it as we think maybe we've dived deeper with the team. I shared it with my employees when I came into work yesterday, and we're thinking this might correlate with the fact. Did you know that I was in Savannah, Georgia? Open container law down there.
Okay.
You know what that means?
Yeah, that could lead to a baby.
So, that could lead to my interpretation of the
Yeah.
psychic reading is really what
Okay,
I'm
go
getting at.
ahead.
The more open containers, the more
Oh,
likely it is.
I get it.
That's what
container.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Right.
But yeah, no. So it was an interesting occasion. We think it might be maybe a fur baby. Maybe someone's gonna have a puppy or something.
Hold on. So I'm the
I don't
psychic.
know.
I'm the
Okay.
psychic, right? I take your money.
Yeah.
I see you, very beautiful girl. Clearly, you're very well dressed. You are successful and will continue to be successful.
Yeah. I mean,
That's not a
read
hard.
there, and that's not a hard. Sure.
And then you're in the baby area.
Kimberly's not disagreeing with any of this so
No,
far.
I guess
So,
Yeah.
so she's not wrong.
No.
Your
No.
husband
Of
might give you a
childbearing
baby,
age.
or
I ain't taking it.
I'm more just like the terminology, though. Not you're going to
that's
have
what
a
I'm
baby.
saying.
That's what I'm saying.
They're gonna
Someone's
give
gonna
you a
give
baby.
you.
You know how
she said you're
yeah.
going to. Someone's going to be in a situation, and you're going to step up. And I go,
okay.
Usually a
Okay.
psychic
Nah, you're
wouldn't
going to
do
be
that,
going through
though.
market basket,
Okay.
you're looking at
All
the
right.
cereal, and someone's going to go, excuse me,
That's
can you hold
psychic.
this a second? And you're going to be like, oh, shit.
And
That
run.
is-
Let's
that's what
get
I'm
that
thinking is
psychic
gonna
on this
happen.
show. 'Cause
That's-
usually do something like.
I bet if you pay her, she'd fly right up.
There's going to
And
be
tell
money in the
you
future. That's
someone's
the
gonna
easy
give you
one.
a
And you're
baby.
going to die someday.
So the next
Right.
question is,
Let
do
me-
I get another psychic reading to see if there's a correlation between
Yeah.
baby
If that
giving?
comes up
Absolutely.
If it comes up
Yeah.
twice, I'm feeling pretty
Yeah,
firm.
if someone says to you, hey, take this, and I'll be back in 18 years.
that's a solid
you
sign.
Might you might want to question that.
Yeah.
What else did she come up with?
Oh gosh, what else did she say? She said I need to learn to relax. I don't know.
No, I don't see that at all, Kimberly.
No, I'm not high strung at all. I don't know where she read that from. What else did she say? Lots of success.
All right, so
I get it. Yeah.
speaking of staging
Yep.
and the psychic,
Yep.
so when you went in there, that house her room was completely staged.
Oh gosh, that was emotional
crystals.
staging. Yes,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah,
was a
'cause you don't
great
have, like, a
example.
picture of Fenway
great
Park
example.
or-
She had the music playing.
Yes.
She had the lights
and she was
Yes.
dressed to the
incense
nines.
burning.
Yeah.
Candles everywhere. The cards, the tarot cards.
She
laid
brought all the
out.
cards
She had
out.
the emotional
Oh,
stage was
and this
set.
card says
exactly.
Yeah.
someone's
Yeah.
going to give you a baby.
Yeah. So that's exactly case in
Hey,
point.
you know what'd be a
it's-
good idea?
What?
A psychic restaurant.
Yeah.
What are you gonna have to eat? Yeah.
Right, you just walk in, you sit down, and they go, enjoy your
There you
steak.
go. There you go.
No
I could
decision.
just
No
tell.
decision.
I could
Right.
just tell.
You do that a lot in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why just restaurants?
I
Anything.
guess, yeah.
Here's
Sa-
your,
a sa- a
we
psychic
made the
paint
decision.
store, right.
Yeah.
Psychic work. You don't have to
Well,
come
she
to
does
work
that a lot
today.
too.
Yeah.
She does transpose her thoughts on everyone else.
Yeah.
So
Chris, you have a question?
Oh no, I just said I'm in on the restaurant.
was
thing.
raising her hand.
No, I was
I'll
just like,
show
I'm,
up.
yeah.
all right, what else? We always get in
I
the
hate making
intriguing
We
things
things.
have
on
to.
that.
30
I know, at the
minutes
last
in.
second, I know.
I know. So
No, we got a lot in.
we did.
You know what? All
How about
Wow.
I want to hire you as a stager. Tell me quickly 5 things that I should do to get ready for you to come into my house.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is hire a great real estate agent. Okay, that's going to work
And-
with
Thank
you.
you.
And
Real estate
real estate
attorney.
attorney.
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah, I'll be looking around. I'll
have
be
one in
looking
mind?
around.
You have one in
You want
mind?
to declutter your personal stuff, okay?
Yep.
Your family photos and everything.
So depersonalize.
Depersonalize, okay?
Yep.
You want to neutralize any paint colors that are like wild and crazy, and you want to
Naked pictures off the walls.
Yep, and you want to define rooms for what they are. So you want the spaces that are supposed to be
Okay.
what they are for that room. You want that to be
Fair
what's in
enough.
that
Clean
room.
out the
I
seance
think
room.
you should have an MC too.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those.
Hear ye,
how about the
hear ye.
wrestling ones?
No.
Yeah, we
We're
gotta
not
get
going
one of
down
those.
that.
No,
We're not
people
going
What's
down
that
that
guy,
road.
Michael?
People walk into the house and go, "Hey, how you doing?
No, in this corner.
We're not going down that road today.
Let's get ready to
Oh, this is
stage."
the part that put you over the top from
Yeah.
this show.
Then when they start talking about mud wrestling and
Yeah.
Did you have a mud wrestling room?
Not
Define rooms
currently.
for what they
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right,
exactly.
that's right.
so chances are people don't have 3 bedrooms, office, a seance room, and a mud wrestling room.
Not many people, no.
That's,
Unless
Wait,
you go
that's
look in
the
Tony's window.
that's why those
one that
houses
I've
aren't
seen.
selling.
A mud room
You know.
and a mud wrestling room are different, correct?
Well,
good
are
point.
they
That
though?
is
You know what? We could.
Are
could.
they?
That's a great idea.
I think it'd
In
be
some
great.
houses, one and the same.
Hey, good evening. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Probably nothing
Welcome.
shocks you when you go in
Oh
these
gosh,
rooms.
no! I'm actually
You see
terrified.
the stripper poles,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
you just, I bet you just keep walking. You know,
Swings.
Yeah,
Swings.
remove your stripper pole, right?
Why?
yeah, I know. Well, you can put it back afterwards.
What if it's a support?
For who?
You're onto something.
Emotional
This
support.
is why you need an MC.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the open house. If you use the bathroom, please jiggle the handle. I'll be here all week.
Yep.
And if it doesn't flush,
Don't
take
mind
the,
the stripper pole.
the top off and stick your hand in. All right.
Surprisingly, people don't know how to do that.
We gotta go.
I know.
Okay, all
I
right,
know.
well, it
Too
was
bad.
great
I
chatting
got
with you
places to
guys.
go.
I know. We got
Yeah.
a lot of information out from 30 minutes
told
on.
you.
I know.
There's only certain
This is good.
certain guests that can handle us, and
Kimberly's one of them.
Kimberly's one of them.
Kimberly,
You want to come
you got a
back?
phone
When can
number?
you come
Come
back?
back. Just
Are you
give me a
sure?
call. I'll show up.
Kimberly,
I'll skip.
you got a
skip
phone
work.
number?
I do.
Go-
603-568-3404.
And what's your-
KLH Home Staging.
What's your
Kimberly.
preferred method of getting people?
Phone number or my email, which is Kimberly, Kimberly at KLHhomestaging.com.
If you want to check out the website,
Don't
there's
call
a link
me.
in the notes
Don't call me.
below.
Perfect.
Oh,
Thank you,
nice.
thank
With
you.
all the
Nice,
content.
nice. Does Catalara
Yeah.
the phone number at all?
What I do for
Oh,
you.
it's 781-944-9222.
Wow, this is a great show. Thanks for joining us
Wonderful.
here.
Don't ask for
Thanks
me.
for having me,
Kimberly
guys.
L.
Yeah.
Hackett, this has been
Don't
a
ask
great
for
show.
Tony either.
Wow, who's left? All right, thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.